A beautiful sunrise over the ocean, a coffee in my hand, absolute peace. Those are the mornings I have as a digital nomad, living and working from a van, waking up in different places and meeting loads of new people, and I love it. But at some point I realized I haven't heard my best friend's voice in months, and I somehow lost connection to the ones that really know me. And it was all because I was only texting with them, and a quick, hey, how's it going, now and then, was enough, but it wasn't. Texting is convenient, but it struggles to build deep connection, and it's surprisingly easy to misunderstand. A study from the University of Austin at Texas asked people why they were defaulting to text and avoiding calls nowadays, and they were just saying, well, they just take too long, and they are somewhat uncomfortable. But when they did an experiment and the participants had to either text or call old friends to catch up, they found the complete opposite is true. It's actually, with all the back and forth texting, it takes the same amount of time, sometimes even longer than a call, and that they were feeling more happy and more connected after a call. And why was that? It's because when we have a call, our voice carries tone, we have pauses, and laughter to guide us. But in a text, our mind just has to guess meaning between the lines. And unclear texts invite interpretation, and interpretation creates misunderstanding. I've learned this the hard way this year when I have had a miscommunication with a friend over text only, and we just kept texting past each other for way too long until that damaged the relationship so much that that friendship was lost. And that was the point where I realized I had to change the way I communicate. And I went on a journey to find things to improve my texting on the one hand, but also get into the habit of calling more. And I want to share that with you now. The first thing I needed was like a deciding question to figure out when it was actually time to text or to call. And I asked myself, what is this message I want to send really about? Is it just information, or can it create interpretation? Because if it's information, like a quick update, hey, dinner's ready at 7, that can be a text, But if I need an answer right now, dinner is ready at 7, what you want to eat, I'm in the supermarket right now, why did I even text that in the first place? And if I really want to be understood or need qualitative feedback, well, that requires a call too. And then when it was actually time to do the calls, and same as the people in that study, I was also feeling a little bit uncomfortable at first. And I came up with an anchor for myself to always start the calls with the same question. And it's, hey, is now a good time for you? Because it's such a small thing for me to ask, but it sets the tone from the beginning, and it shows that I respect their time too. And if it wasn't a good time, then I'll ask them to propose a better time, and we'll reschedule, and I will call them later. And that prevented ghosting, and it was way clearer and way faster. And then I actually noticed the benefits of a call. It's like sometimes a quick catch-up call became a 30-minute deep conversation with a friend that we didn't think we needed, and a text could have never provided. And I also spent less time checking my phone because, well, I don't have to wait for any answers. And calling really improved my life a lot, and I'd recommend it to everyone to do it more. But, well, texting will never go away, and it was worth the time to figure out a few ways how to improve that too. And I found 3 things. First, if you want to send out a message, read it out loud. It's very weird, I can tell you, but if you detect yourself being passive-aggressive, like even to yourself, well, it's time for you to fix it before somebody else reads it and probably misunderstands that. Second, set a clear tone by using emojis and giving more context. Like if you say, no, it's fine. Well, that can either be calm acceptance or quite frustration coming up. And I think I know every one of us has read that into some messages before. But if you say, no, it's fine, actually need 1 more minute, ha, and a sweating emoji, those few more words just prevent assumptions. And third, use voice messages. Like, I know they're not for everybody, but they bring in more tone and more feeling, and you can give way more context for better understanding. Just don't be like my old me, sending out podcast episodes and then waiting for the other one to just sit through the whole thing. Yeah. So texts, voice messages, and calls, they're all great tools. But the real skill is to find out when and how to use them properly. Like, next time you're sending a message, just stop yourself for a second and ask yourself, is it just information, or can it create interpretation and would actually be better in a call? And then you'll notice that sometimes hearing a friend's voice in real time can solve what 50 texts will never will. Thank you.